SEO, AIO, GEO, AEO. At this point, I'm convinced that marketers are just inventing letters to stay employed. Like, what's next? ZEO? WTF SEO? Listen, I've been doing SEO for years. I've helped hundreds of clients rank on Google using the exact same fundamentals, and these clients, they're dominating the search results without knowing a single thing about AIO, GEO, or AEO. So let's cut through the alphabet soup. I'll explain what these actually mean, and then I'll show you the framework I've been using for years that covers all of them. Spoiler, it's not complicated, and it definitely doesn't need 4 acronyms. And trust me, once you see it, you're gonna ask yourself, why is everyone making this so complicated? What is SEO? All right, let's start with the OG, SEO, search engine optimization, which is just a fancy way of saying, make your website visible on Google. At the core, it's simple. Figure out what people are typing into Google, put those words on your site in the right places, and don't break your website in the process. That's it. So if you're a roofer, you're not trying to rank for something vague like quality craftsmanship at affordable prices. Because no one's typing that in at 2 a.m. while rain's pouring into their living room. They're searching for stuff like emergency roof repair or shingles blowing off in windstorm. Your job is to make sure those exact phrases are in your titles, your headings, and worked naturally into your content. Then you get some credibility, maybe a backlink from a local home services directory, or maybe that one neighborhood Facebook group that everyone secretly hates but still reads. And of course, your site should load faster than your grandma's dial-up, and it should actually work on a phone. Boom! That's SEO. Nothing magical, just make sure that Google knows you're the person to call when someone's ceiling starts crying. What is AIO? Now we've got AIO. This is AI optimization. Basically, it's making sure ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, and all these AI tools actually know your business exists. So the question becomes, when someone asks an AI tool for the best pizza near me, is it going to recommend my shop or send everyone to Domino's? Here's how you actually do AIO. First, you need structured data on your site. Schema markup that literally spells it out for the robots. Yes, I am a pizza place. Yes, I sell large pepperoni. Yes, I deliver at 2 a.m. when your life's falling apart. Next, you need factual, detailed content. AI tools don't want fluff, they want the goods. So instead of a vague page saying, we make great pizza, you're cranking out FAQs like, what's the difference between New York style and Neapolitan? Or guides like, how to reheat pizza without turning it into cardboard. You also want to show up on trusted sources that AI pulls from. These are local food blogs, Yelp, delivery apps, and maybe even that angry neighborhood Facebook group or Karen reviews every restaurant with the passion of a Michelin inspector. The big difference with AIO is that these tools actually read your content. They're not just counting backlinks, they're checking if what you wrote is actually helpful. So if someone asks ChatGPT, where's the best pizza in Hamilton? The AI is gonna recommend the place that has detailed menus, clear info, solid reviews, not the one with some sketchy website from 2004. But here's the punchline. If you're already doing solid SEO, you're basically doing AIO too. And next up is GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, which sounds like something NASA invented, but really just means, will AI tools actually mention you when they're comparing businesses or giving advice? So instead of asking, how do I show up on Google? Now you're asking, when ChatGPT is telling someone whether they should sign up for a gym membership or just buy a Peloton, is it gonna bring up my gym? Here's how GEO works. You create content that puts you into the conversation. That means comparison pages, breakdowns, and decision-making guides. If you run a gym, you might write stuff like local gym membership versus Peloton versus working out in your garage with 2 rusty dumbbells. You structure it clearly with sections like pros and cons or which option is right for you. AI tools eat that shit up because it's well-organized, factual, and actually helps people decide. And don't just say our gym is affordable, say memberships start at $49 a month compared to Peloton's $59 app plus a $2,000 bike that you'll eventually use as a clothes hanger. Trust me, I had one, and that's exactly what it ended up being. That's the kind of real world details that AI loves to repeat. The whole point is, you're not just hyping yourself up, you're showing people how to think about their options. Do that well, and when someone asks an AI, should I get a Peloton or join a local gym, the AI is way more likely to bring up your gym. Let's be real, this is just solid content marketing. Create helpful, thoughtful content, and the AI tools can't help but use it. The GEO acronym is just marketing people trying to look smart. Finally, we've got AEO, Answer Engine Optimization, which is just a nerdy way of saying when someone Googles a question, will my answer show up in that top little box? So instead of asking, how do I rank on Google? The real question is, when someone searches, does coffee actually sober you up? Will my cafe be the one serving up that answer? Here's how to do it. Figure out the exact questions people in your industry are asking. Tools like answerthepublic.com work, or you could just listen to your customers. Here's a pro tip. If 5 people a week are asking if you have oat milk, that's probably a piece of content that you could create. Then here's the key. Make sure you answer those questions directly. No long-winded essay before you get to the point. Start with the clear answer, then explain after. For example, if you're a coffee shop and the question is, does coffee sober you up? Your answer might be, no, coffee does not sober you up. It might make you feel more awake, but your blood alcohol level doesn't change. Boom, direct answer. Then you could go into more detail about metabolism, time, hydration, and all that stuff. And structure matters. Use headings like FAQ, does coffee sober you up, and schema markup so that Google knows, this is a question with an answer. The whole idea is be the most helpful, clear, and specific voice in the room. If your answer is better than everyone else's, it's not fluff, it's not keyword stuff nonsense, but an actual helpful response, you've got a shot at being featured in those snippets and AI overviews. At the end of the day, AEO is just answering customers' questions like a normal human being, which ironically is something that most businesses still manage to f up. The truth is, it's all just SEO. So when you stack all of these fancy acronyms together, here's the shocking truth. They're not different things at all. SEO is the foundation. AIO is just making sure that the robots understand you. GEO is making sure robots mention you. And AEO is making sure that the robots put your answer in the little box. But spoiler alert, it's all just SEO. Because real SEO has always been about the same stuff. Creating actually helpful content and having a site that isn't a dumpster fire. And it's about building authority so people and search engines trust you. AIO, that's just writing factual, thorough content, and guess what? That's SEO. GEO is making comparison pages so that customers can make decisions. Wow, groundbreaking. That's content marketing, which is still SEO. AEO, answering questions clearly and formatting properly. That's literally the definition of on-page SEO. The fundamentals haven't changed in a decade. Know what your customers are searching for, create content that actually helps them, and make it easy for Google and AI to understand and build trust. All these shiny new acronyms, they're just marketers trying to make SEO look like rocket science so that they can sell you a new playbook. And honestly, it drives me nuts watching these business owners stress over this alphabet soup. Don't fall for it. Stick to the basics. Helpful content, clean technical setup, and actually give a damn about your customers. Nail that and you'll rank on Google, show up in AI answers, and land in those featured snippets without having to memorize half the fucking alphabet. So here's the deal. Stop stressing about AIO, GEO, AEO. Master SEO and you'll automatically check these boxes without even trying. And since you're clearly curious about how AI and SEO connect, I put together 20 ChatGPT prompts all for SEO. Real prompts that you can copy paste that actually work for keyword research, content creation, schema markup, and all the good stuff we just covered. No fluff, no nonsense. The link is in the description. Now, I want to know which one of these acronyms confuse you the most. Drop it in the comments and I'll break it down in plain English because let's be honest, this industry loves making simple things sound like rocket science. And before we go, hit subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'm not here to impress you with buzzwords. I'm here to show you what actually gets results. Bye.